Hi, my name is Barbara Rose with Sparks of the Divine. I am so excited to share with you 5 tips for having an extraordinary spiritual life. That is what I do for people that come and see me at Sparks of the Divine. I help them find and discover how it is that you live in this space of knowing your divine connection to Source and God, the Creator, at all times. It helps us so much to live our life and our everyday challenges that come our way from that place of secure connection, and knowing that when we ask and we have an intention to connect, that we can actually feel that support, that we can sometimes hear that support, that we recognize the random occurrences in life that might seem just a funny synchronicity, that they are actually divine messages coming and to assist us in getting through everything that comes our way at this wonderful journey called life. So stay with me and we'll go through those tips, and I hope they help you. Okay, so the first tip that I want to share with you is actually to have a sincere intention to explore your existing spiritual beliefs and maybe expand them to really fall in line with your personal spiritual beliefs. So, really make it a personal questioning. Do I really believe that? Does something not quite make sense with me with what I've grown up with? That all those questions and all that exploration can take you so many different directions, and the rest of the tips are going to help you navigate that. But what I just ask that you really, really make a promise within your heart to, it isn't about letting go of your morals or your values. It's about those questions that have been sort of nagging in your heart, like, is there more to my existence here on this earth? How do I fit into the whole master plan of God's creation? Those sorts of questions, and going ahead and allowing yourself to explore topics such as, near death experiences, what happens when you die, past lives. There's just so many topics. Maybe chakras is something you're kind of interested in, and that doesn't seem like something that you've ever been able to explore before. So go ahead and know that there's so much information, and there's information coming in all the time from where science and spirit are coming together. So many resources. So go ahead and allow yourself to let go of this idea of like you're going to be, wrong if you go down that path of exploring it. But just know that your heart's going to lead the way and going to tell you whether that really makes sense with your own personal truths or not. And really think about expanding that idea of learning and exploring in spirit. So I invite you to do that first thing, okay? So the second tip that I want to share with you is I offer you the challenge to go ahead and sign up for some sort of a spiritual topic seminar, an online class, maybe join a spiritual group in your area, maybe join a spiritual group online, or a monthly teacher that goes ahead and puts out things online every so often. There are so many of these kind of opportunities showing up with the internet and all sorts of connections that we have with others online. So go ahead and, explore even the ones in your own area. But be thinking about challenging yourself to go just a little bit outside of your normal box that you maybe have seen yourself in the past. So something that might be, maybe you're used to just being in a Bible study group. And so maybe you would just join a spiritual exploration group in your area, as well as your Bible study. It's going to complement. It doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be a moving away from anything. So go ahead and just, again, open up that box just a little more and choose a topic. Maybe it's just on gratefulness. There's wonderful podcasts. That was one of my journeys, is I had a podcast on gratefulness. that I did with great intention and regularity, like every day. And I just heard all sorts of concepts around this idea of a grateful heart and abundance. And it really shifted something in me, in my own spiritual exploration in my heart, and opened something up for me. So go ahead and allow yourself that. It's worth it. They don't all have to be cost. And so find a free one if you are restricted by cost. And just know that there's all sorts of things that are out there as offerings, and even through my own website, Sparks of the Divine. So go ahead and find that thing that just seems right and sign up for it. And I bet it'll lead you to even more extraordinary spiritual experiences. The third tip that I want to share with you is I ask you to consider signing up for some sort of a physical spiritual class, something that involves your body and but also has the aspects of spirit and mind. And some examples might be yoga. That's a very common one. That is just a beautiful way, obviously, of connecting with your mind and your spirit, but doing it through very purposeful movements in your body. And when we get our body involved, our body is this energetic space that supports our spiritual enlightenment, our spiritual experience. And so when we get our body and then our mind and our spirit all involved in one activity, it can really, really be this very healing, very supportive, wonderful experience. So think about something like yoga, or some other examples are Qigong, or Nia is a wonderful dancing type of thing that has much music and really fills the soul with beauty and the movement and the free movement that comes from that creative dance. Qigong is another wonderful one. There's lots of them, but really allow yourself to recognize that your body is a vessel of this spirit walking here on this earth. And so taking care of our spirit actually does involve engaging our body in that process as well. The fourth tip that I want to share with you is maybe an obvious one, but it's a very common one: meditation. If you've been meditating, keep doing it. And if you haven't tried meditation, go ahead and try it. The rewards are enormous. I have to say that this may be one of the most powerful tips that I can share with you. And meditation and mindfulness techniques are there to assist us and in so many ways. But when we allow the idea that the meditation not only does it quiet the mind and create a sense of silence and calming effect, but in the same respect that sometimes when you get into that silence, you have a very dramatic and very loud, in terms of the impact, a very loud spiritual experience that goes along with it. It doesn't happen all the time, and it happens different for every person. But go ahead and know that whatever you do, however long that you do it, you're giving to yourself the opportunity to really connect in a very intentional space with the source of our creation and the energy that surrounds us always. And going into that silence, that energetic silence, can be amplifying into our energy bodies. It can help support our brain. It can really support our soul, and knowing that everything is always okay in this now moment, that we are breathing, that we are supported, and that we have a divine connection to source. When I go into my personal meditation, I feel it physically, and I help other people not just through meditation, but to feel this physical experience of being connected with the divine. It isn't all up here and it isn't all in the heart, but we can actually feel a physical shift and transformation as well. And so I help people to do that. And for me, I go into meditation And the minute I intend to go into meditation, the energy starts flowing and I feel connected and I feel calm and I feel present. And so go ahead and explore that more. No judgment, no criticism. Go of yourself and how you do it. Just do it and allow yourself to remember that this is a very positive thing, very helpful. And go ahead, and nobody's judging you or grading you. And just allow yourself to experience that wonderful, wonderful space called mindfulness or meditation. All right. My fifth and final tip for you today is one that's really dear to my heart. It's to hire a spiritual teacher or spiritual healer or spiritual counselor, someone that can help you on this path of exploring your best and extraordinary spiritual life. And that's what I do for others as a ordained minister of Temple of Light, as a Reiki master, as a therapeutic hypnotherapist, and going through and doing so many different methods of helping people really kind of clear the clutter that's been keeping them away from having their best life and their best connection with feeling how divinely supported we are in our lives. It's amazing. And when two people come together with that intention to actually bring divine love into the greeting and the meeting between two people that are asking, they have an intention and they have a need, and you bring that divine love, that presence that is so amazingly powerful, we can just sit back and be in awe of what can occur. So, things that can occur, past traumas can be let go, past patterns, debilitating patterns can be shifted, ills can be helped and assisted in healing, mental, like depression, and really a lot of different things that feel like have been chronic can be go ahead and brought into that presence and literally just lifted and lifted right up and out. And so it's where really the divine presence is felt so strongly for me and for my clients. And when you feel that, and when you walk into a space and boom, you feel it in your heart, you feel it in your physical space, the tears start to flow, the joy starts to appear, things start to shift, you start to see the awareness of life in a different, like sort of higher perspective. That is, those are miracles, and they can happen so quickly. So maybe this is the number one thing that you do for yourself. Maybe this is the thing that you seek out in your own area, your hometown, or you call me and have a distance session, or you come and visit me in Moscow, Idaho, and have a personal retreat, and I'll take you through some of these many, many different methods that we can do to help you shift into really living your most extraordinary spiritual life. It is so worth it. And I am so glad you stayed with me through this video, and I hope I've helped you, and I hope I hear from you. All right.